that little girl wouldn't believe a simple word like "my 2 dogs and my teddy bear" would reach 2 million views. That little girl wouldn't believe that she would inspire 20 little girls in a small village in India. That little girl wouldn't believe that she was 1 out of 8 women who got selected for the Morgan Stanley Women in STEM program, Step and Step Up. That little girl wouldn't believe that she is standing here today giving a TED Talk. Hi everyone, I'm Advika Choudhury, and I'm that little girl. From nothing. That's what Ex Nihilo means. But are we really sure we start from nothing? I would like everyone in the auditorium to close your eyes and answer this question. Could everyone close their eyes? Thank you. Now answer this question. Did we really start from nothing? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You may open your eyes. Now we all, sitting here in this auditorium, have a roof over our heads. We have food to eat. We have water to drink. And we have access to education. We live in a world with a population of 8 billion people. So I want to take a few statistics into the limelight. 735 million people around the world don't have food to eat. 2 billion people don't have clean water to drink. 1.6 billion people don't have a roof over their heads. And over 3 billion people don't have access to education. The simple ABCDs and 1, 2, 3, 4s. So the question, do we really start from nothing? Do we start from nothing? The answer is no. We start from potential, strength, and opportunity. We're not thinking if we're going to make it through the night or we're going to make it through life. And that, for us, that's a gift. In fact, that's our head start. Now the question is, what do we do next? What do we do after this head start? So let's get started. I was probably 4 or 5 years old in this picture, and I had 2 left feet. I wasn't the prodigy kid who could dance on America's Got Talent and get the golden buzzer, nor I was the girl who would dance immediately when the music started. In fact, I was scared of my very first dance teacher and my very first ballet lesson. But something changed, and it was not the ability of my legs to start dancing immediately. It changed up here, in my mind. And fast forward 10 years, after overcoming that fear, because fear lies in your head, nowhere else, it's in our brains. I've danced on some of the world's biggest stages, from the Indian consulate in Singapore to galas and music festivals around India, Singapore and Dubai. So, where does the fear lie? Fear lies up here, and we can easily overcome it. Now, I would like to go to a section of my life that I have not told many people. It's the story of becoming head girl. You probably have seen the glamorous Instagram stories, the speeches, the badges, us holding the flag, the glitter, the glam, the gold. But was it that easy? Okay, so let's go back and let's have a little story time. I was probably in 5th grade when I heard the story of the position of junior head girl for the primary section. My dad looked at me. He's like, hey, let's give it a shot. Let's try it out. So we did. We prepped for the interview like it was the real deal. My dad was asking me questions. I was countering his questions. We were going back and forth. Then came interview day. I went for the interview and I nailed it. Well, that's what I thought. Now we wait. We come to the results day. And I was sitting there, anxious, thinking, is my name going to come? Is my name going to come? And the name did come. But it wasn't my name. So we go back to the drawing board and start. I work on my academics, my extracurriculars, and I tried again and again and again. Fast forward 6 years of my life. We tried for the position again and again. And along the way, I had a mentor come after me. She said, hey Advika, trust the process and you will get there. So we did it. We come to the elections for the 12th grade head girl. And then comes the Thursday. And finally, I heard the name I wanted to hear. The head girl for the academic year 25-26 is Advika Choudhury. I had a smile that stayed on my face for a week. I can't believe I made it. 6 years of hard work, 6 years of trying again. And there was the badge, Advika Choudhury, head girl for the academic year. So, as cliche as it sounds, trust the process, everyone, and you will get there. And one famous quote of mine from the election process was, rejection isn't the end of the world, it's a simple redirection. Now, after becoming head girl, people have come up to me and said, hey, how do you build self-confidence? And that's a tough question. You don't build it on hearing the yeses, like, hey, you got it, congratulations. But you build it on surviving on the no's. Remember, every time someone dismisses you, rejects you, or pushes you down, that's a break. That's a break. And it's your choice if you want to take that break and let it catch dust, or do you want to take that break, build a wall, and build your future. So guys, the choice is yours. We already live in a world which is hard enough for all of us. Instead of competing with each other, let's be there for each other. Let's build each other. So now, my achievements have the spotlight. Well, the spotlight won't be less shiny if your achievements are shining or your achievements are shining. Hey, we live in a huge galaxy where we all are stars. And there's enough space for all the stars. There's enough space in a galaxy for all our stars to shine. Am I right? So remember, you're a star, you're a star, you're a star. And we have enough space in our huge galaxy for all of us. So instead of competing with each other, let's be there for each other. Let's build each other. Because the world's an already hard place. So let's not make it harder, but let's make it easier. Now sticking to that point, we rise when we build each other. That's what led me to start my very own initiative. And it didn't start with some glamorous board or some cool idea on the whiteboard. It started with a simple Google form. In fact, I was launching my very own TEDx in my school, and we come across this one question. What are you passionate about? Now, hey, I consider myself a jack of all crafts. From playing 5 instruments, I've been dancing for a decade now. From music editing, video editing, public speaking competitions, you name it, I've probably done it. But what am I passionate about? The question maybe stumbled. Was it doing all of these things? No. I wasn't getting the passion from doing these things. I was getting the passion from teaching it to someone else. When I teach my passion to someone else, and when their eyes light up with their joy saying that, hey, I could do that? I never knew that. When I see someone saying that, oh my God, I could do it too, that's what led me to start my very own initiative called Chalo Kuch Seekhe, which translates for come, let's learn. So then I went to Jodhpur, India, and collaborated with a non-profit organization called Somebody Trusts, where we launched the initiative in 2 phases. Phase 1, for the women. Here, I went down to the boutique called the Jodhpur Artisans Boutique. And I wanted to share each and every women's story to the world because they were doing handicrafts and they all come from backgrounds which are not that fortunate. Some of them have lost a few family members, some of them are single mothers, all providing for their child. So, I wanted to get these women's stories out to the world. And in fact, I did. We took the Instagram account from 100 views to 70,000 views in a couple of hours. Can you imagine? Their stories in the world. And that is the boy that I'm holding his hand with. He was my intern during my journey. And he said, Didi, which means elder sister, I want to be a police officer when I grow up. And that touched me. Because we can see that there are people who really don't start from anything, who start from nothing. And seeing that he's so passionate after coming from school, he would sit with his mother, he would lay around, all the ladies would love to talk to him and tease him, and say that, Didi, I want to be a police officer, Didi touched me. And in fact, one of these women, I'm like, Didi, why are you doing this? because we used to call over everyone over there Didi, not Auntie or Ma'am. Why are you doing this? She says, I'm doing this so I can send my daughter to a medical college. And that touched me. That really got me up here. Now, phase two. Phase two was for the 20 little girls we inspired. And what did we do? We taught them economics and math, the subjects I love, because knowledge is an asset that never ever depreciates, only appreciates. So, we taught them economics and math, and you can see my students over there as well. And you should see the joy on their faces, because I didn't have a class where they had to open their textbooks. In fact, I used to take new items to my class every day. One day, I took a candy bar, I think you've heard of 5-star from India, and I gave each girl a 5-star packet. I'm like, I'll give you a minute, please examine the packet. So they did. And they were looking, I'm like, Didi, what do we do? And I'm like, just look, tell me 2 items you noticed. And then I gave a hint, can you see something called MRP? Then he's like, how, we can see. Then I'm like, tell me the full form. We spent 10 minutes just guessing the full form, but they got it. It was maximum retail price. Now, the entire week when I went there, they would take items from my bag and look for the MRP price. That's when I saw that simple items and simple knowledge in real life can be so useful. And now, for the little girls, the video isn't working, but for the little girls, we taught them dance. It wasn't for them to be the next Jhalak Dikhla winner. It was for them to feel joy. To feel the joy in their body when they hear music. So, in my initiative, I didn't just teach. I learned. And I learned that when passion becomes a purpose when it's shared. So, from impact, from nothing. That's what Ex Nihilo means. But are we really sure we start from nothing? And the answer is no. We start from people who love us, places that shapes us, pain that grows us, and passion that fuels us. And now, every time you feel that, hey, I'm not good enough, I can't do this, or someone dismisses you or rejects you, remember, there once was a little girl with 2 left feet. A girl who got rejected for 10 years, for 6 years, a girl who faced a lot of fears. But hey, she's made it and she's standing here today. So coming back, your story matters, your journey matters, and from wherever you can start from, you can create everything. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and I hope it's a great day ahead.